FC Barcelona's Marc Bernal, a journey of hope and recovery after ACL injury. It's been a challenging few months for FC Barcelona fans and for one young star in particular. Just 4 games into his much-anticipated breakthrough season, Marc Bernal, a teenage prodigy from the La Masia academy, suffered a devastating injury that left both him and the club heartbroken. Now, almost 4 months later, there is a glimmer of hope for Bernal's recovery. The young midfielder's progress in his rehabilitation process is not only a testament to his resilience but also to the support and faith FC Barcelona continues to place in him as one of their brightest young prospects. Let's take a deeper look into Marc Bernal's story, his road to recovery, and the massive expectations that await him when he eventually returns to the pitch. The rise of Marc Bernal, Barcelona's golden boy. At just 17 years old, Marc Bernal was already making waves at FC Barcelona. His performances in the pre-season caught the eye of manager Hansi, who was quick to give the youngster a spot in the starting lineup for the opening matches of the 2024-2025 La Liga season. This was a big deal, as Barcelona's La Masia academy has been a wellspring of talent for decades, with players like Lionel Messi, Andrés Iniesta, and Sergio Busquets having come through the ranks. But despite the legacy of greatness that came before him, Bernal was proving that he was a player to watch in his own right. His start to the season was nothing short of spectacular. In the opening 3 La Liga matches, Barcelona notched up 3 crucial wins against tough opponents: Valencia, Athletic Club, and Rayo Vallecano. Marc Bernal was not just a spectator, he was actively contributing, showcasing his vision, technical skill, and ability to link play in the middle of the park. His early performances suggested that he was ready to take on the demands of top-tier football, and the future looked incredibly bright for the young midfielder. However, just as things were falling into place for Bernal, fate dealt him a cruel blow. The injury, a heartbreaking setback. The injury came during Barcelona's match against Rayo Vallecano. Late in the game, Bernal was involved in a challenge that would change the course of his season. A twist of fate resulted in a serious knee injury, one that immediately raised concerns for both the player and the club. Upon further examination, it was revealed that Bernal had suffered an ACL rupture in addition to a meniscus tear in his left knee. This double blow was a nightmare for any player, but especially for a young talent just beginning to establish himself at the highest level. The severity of the injury meant that Bernal required surgery, which was performed by renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. Joan Carles Monlau. This marked the beginning of a long and arduous recovery journey, one that would take time, patience, and unwavering dedication from both the player and the medical staff at Barcelona. The road to recovery, a long journey ahead. It's now been close to 4 months since Marc Bernal underwent surgery. In that time, fans of the club have eagerly awaited updates on his recovery, with the hope that the teenager will return to the field as soon as possible. Recently, FC Barcelona shared a video of Bernal working hard at the club's training facilities, showing the young midfielder engaging in various physical exercises aimed at rebuilding strength in his injured knee. It was a heartening sight for the fans, who had been anxiously waiting for any news of his progress. However, while the video was encouraging, the reality is that Bernal's road to full recovery will take time. His injury was severe, and the medical team has projected a 12-month recovery timeline for him. This means that although he has already made significant progress, there is still a long way to go before we see him back in action on the pitch. With 4 months of his recovery now behind him, he still has 8 months to go before he can begin to think about returning to match fitness. For those who may not understand the complexity of an ACL injury, it's important to recognize that the rehabilitation process is not just about healing the injured knee. It involves months of strengthening the muscles around the joint, regaining flexibility and range of motion, and gradually reintroducing the player to football-specific movements. The process is often slow and painful, but it's essential for ensuring that the player can return to action without risking further injury. In Bernal's case, the club is taking a cautious approach and prioritizing his long-term health over rushing his recovery. Barcelona's commitment to their young talent. FC Barcelona has been nothing short of supportive throughout Bernal's recovery process. The club has been instrumental in ensuring that the 17-year-old gets the best possible care, both on and off the field. The trust they have in his potential is clear, not just in their support during this tough time, but also in their long-term plans for him. Back in September 2024, just a month after his injury, Barcelona renewed Bernal's contract, securing him until 2029. The club showed their faith in his abilities by offering him an improved contract, which included an impressive release clause of €500 million. This not only reflects the club's confidence in his future potential but also ensures that they will have full control over his career for the foreseeable future. It's clear that Barcelona views Marc Bernal as a cornerstone of their future, and they are willing to make the necessary investments to ensure that he has every opportunity to succeed. Moreover, the La Masia Academy has a long history of developing world-class players, and Bernal represents the next generation of talent that will hopefully carry the club forward. His breakthrough into the first team was a moment of pride for the academy, and his recovery will be closely monitored, with the club doing everything in its power to ensure he returns stronger than ever. The mental and emotional toll of injury. While the physical aspect of recovery is well documented, there is also the mental and emotional toll that an injury like this takes on a young player. For someone like Bernal, who had just broken into the first team and was beginning to make a name for himself, the frustration of being sidelined cannot be overstated. It's not just the physical challenges but the mental fortitude required to stay motivated and positive through months of rehabilitation. Fortunately, Marc Bernal has surrounded himself with a strong support system. His teammates, coaches, and the medical staff at Barcelona are all invested in his well-being and recovery. In fact, Hansi, who has been impressed by the young midfielder's dedication, has been vocal about his belief in Bernal's talent and his eventual return to the pitch. The young star's family and friends have also been key in helping him maintain a positive outlook during this difficult time. In the football world, injuries like this can often lead to setbacks in a player's career, but they can also serve as an opportunity for growth. The ability to overcome such adversity can shape a player's character and make them even stronger mentally. Marc Bernal will no doubt emerge from this challenge as a more resilient and focused player, ready to fulfill the immense potential that Barcelona sees in him. What lies ahead? A bright future for Marc Bernal. Despite the setbacks, the future remains incredibly bright for Marc Bernal. Barcelona fans are eagerly awaiting his return, and when he does make his comeback, there will be even more anticipation surrounding his performances. Bernal has the talent, work ethic, and mindset to become one of the club's top midfielders in the years to come. With Barcelona backing him every step of the way, there is no doubt that the club's faith in him will pay off. In the coming months, as he continues his rehabilitation, the team and fans will be keeping a close eye on his recovery progress. But when the day finally arrives for Bernal to step back onto the pitch, it will undoubtedly be a moment of celebration, not just for the player, but for the entire FC Barcelona family. Marc Bernal's story is one of resilience, patience, and unwavering belief in the face of adversity. Though the road to recovery is long and challenging, his talent and determination will ensure that this setback will only be a temporary hurdle. The future is still incredibly bright for this young star, and when he finally returns, he will be ready to show the world exactly what he is capable of. FC Barcelona is lucky to have him, and the football world will be watching closely as his journey unfolds.